While the Beatles were recording the Let It Be album, countless songs came and went, some of them just passing through on their way to somewhere else. Others were seen as keepers and were rehearsed and refined at length on their way to becoming fully fledged album tracks. All through, the Beatles seemed vague about how many songs they had actually recorded, and on a few occasions they were given lists of titles to help figure out how far they'd come. One such list was produced on 29th of January, just as the project was approaching the finishing line. The truth was they almost had enough for the album, despite fears they hadn't quite made it. The main concern though was whether they had recorded usable versions of them all, and whether there was still time to complete them. What they opted to do was to run through all their songs to see how well they knew them all. This is the track list from the audio tapes. Thus unfolded one of the most remarkable events in the story of Let It Be. The Beatles played through a succession of 10 songs, mostly in single takes, 9 of them on their way to inclusion on the final album. This is, in effect, a live in the studio rehearsal of the coming LP, missing only I Me Mine and Across the Universe, which were both prepared much later. Also, there's no Dig It or Maggie May, if you count them as songs. But there is, you will notice, She Came In Through the Bathroom Window, which came very close to being on this album, and not Abbey Road. It took the group an hour or so to play them all, taking into account a few repeats and some between-song dialogue and so on. That hour is preserved forever in the Nagra tapes, the only place you will find anything like this, the Beatles rehearsing virtually a whole album as a live group. There's also something else we notice at the top of the list, which is worth pointing out. Top 5 are Dig a Pony, I've Got a Feeling, Don't Let Me Down, Get Back, and One After 909. Sound familiar? It's the rooftop concert repertoire, all sequenced back to back, so this was a rehearsal of that, as well as the LP as a whole. And there's more. With Let It Be came 3 trailer singles. Get Back and Don't Let Me Down were on one, The Long and Winding Road and For You Blue on another. These song pairs are played here back to back. Incredibly then, this moment in the Get Back project captures the group running through not just the whole LP, not just the rooftop set list, but the singles as well. What an amazing thing to discover, and to have gone unnoticed all these years. This and many other interesting discoveries were made during research for my new book, Let It Be, The Making of the Beatles' Final Album. Book 2, The Apple Sessions and Beyond. You can find it on Amazon. In writing it, I have examined the 100 hours of Get Back tapes in full, in unprecedented detail, and you'll be amazed at some of the things which have emerged.